Hey, what's up everybody? So in today's video, we're basically just going to do a GoPro session where we kind of talk you through it. So we went out surfing the other day and it was me. I was on the GoPro, and this is actually the first time I've actually surfed with the GoPro in my mouth. And the reason is you basically have to mold it, and we only had one mouth mount and then we got two, so we decided not to mold the second one, and now Keely can use it or I can use it, whereas Atua's is still mounted. But we're just going to basically talk you through. I got Keely here. And Atua.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And this is just kind of a typical surf session that we have here. Not the biggest day. Of course, the GoPro makes the waves look smaller for some reason. It always seems to do that.
It always make the waves look flat.
I'm surfing a 6'1" by 19 inches wide by 2.5 inches thick, and it kind of looks like I am sinking. And I'm about 212 pounds. And as you guys know, I've had a neck injury that I'm recovering from, so I'm a little out of shape. And I should be on a bigger board, and you can just tell by the way my board's kind of dragging. This is like the perfect board for me at 200 pounds. Ah, there you are, Tua. So
hey, it's a camera.
We got in the water and they paddled out and then waited for me to catch up, basically. There you are, Keely.
Hello.
So one of the things I do when I'm out a lot is I do push-ins for Keely. She doesn't need me to push her in like this, but it just gives her wave count like double or triple, and of course mine gets cut in half. But the way I do it is I basically paddle next to her like I'm going for the wave, and she just goes like it for the wave, and sometimes I push her in and sometimes I don't. Oh, here's my first wave going left. Feels pretty good to get back on a wave, and I'm doing the Huntington hop right there. That's what happens when you are on a board that's a little bit under volume on mushy waves, not the biggest waves. Here's another push in. So the way I do it is I push her foot, not the surfboard. And the reason why is that gives her a cue when she should pop up. If I push the board, sometimes people will stand up in the middle of the push, and then you'll end up pushing the board out from underneath them, and then they'll fall. So I prefer pushing the foot. Some surf instructors will push the board, but the foot on a short board is also further back. You guys have anything to add? I guess they just like listening to me talk. So I didn't show every single wave or the paddle out. I guess this is my second wave. I kind of don't really remember this. Right there, I'm like trying to catch up to the wave, little closeout, kind of a little bit cut there, probably because I didn't make the wave. So here goes Keely, and oh, another push in. So Keely, what do you think of the push-ins?
Yeah, it definitely makes my wave count go up, and I can get a lot more practice when I can have more.
Here's a good one. This is not a push-in. This is a ride behind. Keely, why don't you take over and tell them what's happening?
Well, I kind of felt like I've always kind of felt like my board is just not working super well. Like there's like something different for like the last month, and I'm just I don't know. There's just like something wrong with my board.
She was blaming me, like messing her rides up behind her, and it turned out she had the middle fin and the side fin backwards. So you would have had a straight fin on the right and then a curved fin in the middle, and that will definitely affect your ride.
And it was definitely affecting more like my lefts, because now I go surfing and they're normal, and it's perfect now. It's going left.
So I wouldn't recommend this, but we're doing basically a fin swap in the water, which is dangerous right in the middle of the whitewater, because if you drop a fin, it'll sink to the bottom and move around and you will lose it right away. So we did this as quick as we can, and sure enough, oh, and then the next thing that happened is while we were doing that, a board came washing up to us, and it turned out this girl had lost her board. Her leash broke. And one of the things that I always do if I see a board floating is I immediately scan the horizon to see if somebody's in trouble. There was one time where I saw a board floating a couple years back, and it turned out a guy was in real trouble. It was a little bit bigger day, and he needed somebody to get out there and give him some help. So
add one thing to the fins. Yeah, all three fins, or if you have a quad fin, they all look very similar. Nearly the same.
Yeah. Oh, another wave by me, a little lip hit there. And I honestly was starting to feel like I was never going to be able to do that again with this neck injury. This thing has been horrible. So then we just kind of kept surfing. Like I said, we cut out a lot of this. It was this kind of a midday session, so the wind is kind of, you can see there's a little bit of texture on the wave, and it's not like clean or barreling or anything, but it was a fun day. And that was, I was going to try to film Atua, but I was too far in, so the wave basically broke right on me. I have to get it just right. Oh, here's another wave. I forgot about this. And I think I didn't make that wave. So we just kind of wanted to give you guys a little fill-in on a typical session and what happens. We kind of paddle around. I tried, here we go, Atua. I got one behind you. Tell us about this wave.
Definitely a little sometimes distracting when someone's behind you, but right at the end I did a little floater because the waves were a little mushier.
Yeah. I think there was a couple of these waves where Atua was actually behind me, but we didn't put it in the... I forgot to even look. And then another wave. I don't remember this wave. Oh, okay, that was a wipeout. So, when I'm out with Keely, I usually give her most of the waves, and the only time I will catch a wave is when she's on her way back out. See, once again, Atua caught that wave, and I couldn't even paddle into it, being on this little tiny board and being a little bit too heavy. Yeah, you can see the kind of the swells coming in. I think we got a little duck dive right here. Well, one thing about an under volume board is it's pretty easy to duck dive, so that's not a problem. I can duck dive this board, no problem. But it definitely feels like I'm dragging, and that's why I'm going to move up on a little bit bigger board. And I would definitely recommend you intermediate beginners out there to not be on too small a board. I believe this is my last wave of the day before we call it a day. Another little lip hit. And then that was it. So we just kind of wanted to share with you kind of a session, talk it through. It's kind of something we've never done before. Just to kind of give you a kind of a bird's eye and kind of our mindset, what's going on when we are out there on a typical, I would call this a relatively small day. This is kind of like an average to smaller day. And that's it. On the way in, we just ride it all the way on the belly as far as we can. And then I always like to get off my board when the water is about a foot and a half deep, so I don't run my fins into the sand, because you can ruin your fins or even break them out if you just beat your surfboard all the way to the sand. So remember that for you guys that are just starting to surf. Oh, and there's Keely with her little invention, which is when she waits on the beach, I tell her to wait close to the water and not up by the tree line, because you can't see who's around. All right, guys, so I guess that's a wrap.
Until the next video.
Pura vida, aloha. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Okay. Stop it.